Last week, there were a couple of events that happened that made it one of the strangest weeks I've ever been able to experience sort of firsthand. Now, the first event was the release of information of more characters for Nintendo's new fighting game, ARMS. One of them was named Twintelle, and she was a fighter in a sort of a luchador style mask or half mask that had hair that was her stretchy fighting extendo part. People were upset by this. The media was up in arms about it because it was a black woman and her hair was the fighting part. Now, let me start things by saying, in a game where you have stretchy arm extendo people, where you have a ninja who has stretchy arm like kunais, a robot, a woman in a robot suit, and a literal strand of DNA, you're upset that a black woman has stretchy hair. That seems like the least bizarre thing in that. But the idea was that, oh, well, black women have been stigmatized for their hair, so it is improper to have hair as a weapon. Bayonetta. Let me do you one better. From Nintendo's own catalog. Midna. I can go even further back. Let's go something like 4,000 years back with Medusa. This is not a new thing. This has been done everywhere. The idea of hair as a weapon or hair as a sort of fighting instrument or thing that enhances power or abilities. But the point was, well, again, black women have their hair stigmatized, so it's bad to do it with them. Why? Why is it improper in a fantasy setting to, in a completely out of reality way, portray something? And they're not doing it in what could be perceived as a bad way. This isn't directly making fun of a black woman. It's just an idea, and they went with this character for it. If she was portrayed in a very negative manner, maybe I could see what you're saying. But no, this is just a woman who has stretchy hair that is black. By the by, I would like to make this point really quick. Some people have brought up the fact that she might not even be black. It's not actually been officially confirmed by Nintendo if she's black or not. She might be Gyaru. I'm probably pronouncing that slightly off. And for those of you who don't know what a Gyaru is, to give you a very rough idea, and I would suggest looking this up because I'm going to explain this pretty poorly, heavily tanned, a lot of makeup, fashion conscious, teenage or young adult woman, which kind of looks like what Twintelle might be, but I'm going to give benefit of the doubt that because nothing is confirmed or nothing is said, it doesn't really matter. She's probably black, but we don't know. And She could be Geru. That doesn't seem like something Nintendo would do, though, so I'm going to assume black. Be that as it may, that was just a side thing. The fact that she is black should not mean that, oh, you can't touch her hair. You can't do anything like that. That seems so odd and ridiculous to me that you can't use what is seen as a very common trope throughout history in that hair is a weapon for one particular race because, oh my god, it's offensive. But that's just my take anyway. Now, if that was the only thing that happened last week, I would have thought that seems a little ridiculous and left it at that. But then the Far Cry 5 trailers came out. Oh boy, that was something. Being on the internet for those 2 days when they first came out was whoo. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, the information that they've released in the trailers, it looks like the villain this time around is going to be a guy I believe they're calling the Father, but B, an entire group as opposed to just a singular entity. And this group it looks like, has not been officially confirmed, but looks like a Christian style cult, or at least in the vein of Judeo-Christianity. Set in Montana, so the Midwest. Seems like when I first saw it, what I thought was, oh, okay, so they're doing the Resident Evil 7 thing again, where hillbillies or people in the Midwest or those kind of rural things are the new zombie. Okay. I don't see a problem with that. This is where it gets weird. I apparently was in the minority with that thought. Because what a lot of people saw was, oh boy, I get to go and kill a bunch of alt-right nationalists. What? No, it's a cult. It's a religious style cult. It's obvious that's what's going to be. What are you talking about? And then, because in the first trailer they only saw white people in the cult. Then a second trailer came out that showed that it was actually a wide range of people in the cult, not just white people. And people that were really excited to be killing alt-right white nationalists were pissed that there was diversity. I don't know how else to explain it. There is no other way to describe it other than they were pissed off that there was diversity in this game. I saw so many people say that they were upset that there were black people or Hispanic people or whatever shown in this game because they wanted to kill Whitey. I'm not even exaggerating with that. These are their words. I saw this from forums. I saw this from user blogs. I saw this from the fucking media. And it was really weird. The people that constantly demand diversity in games, even if it doesn't make sense, are now upset that there is diversity in a game where it makes perfect sense. A guy has brainwashed a cult and basically kidnapped a town. Of course, there's going to be everybody from every nationality in there. What do you expect? What disturbs me, though, and this is kind of a connection a few friends and myself have made, is that the same types of people, not the same people, the same types of people that demand diversity in every aspect of gaming are also the same types of people who have this idea that if a game allows you to do something and you do it, that means you want to do it in real life. Example, if you go on a mass killing spree in Grand Theft Auto, that means you want to do something like that in real life. Now, before I get accused of strawmanning here, I'm not saying all people that want diversity believe this. I'm saying that the people who believe this, the idea that if you do something in the game, you want to do it in real life, are also the people who demand diversity. So it kind of disturbs me that the people who are now upset that there is diversity in this game are also the ones who wanted to go on a white nationalist killing spree, because they're typically the ones that view doing anything like that as meaning, well, you want to do that in real life. Maybe I'm overthinking that, but that is something that my friends and I sort of tossed around that's kind of heh. Ultimately, it was just a really weird week where I saw people who would normally be arguing that we need diversity, we need every racial representation, etc., were now upset that it was happening, that Nintendo had a black character in their fighting game. Oh, that's bad because that Ubisoft put in every skin color in Far Cry 5. Well, that's bad because... So I'm starting to get the idea that these people don't so much want diversity as they want perfection. They want only ideal representation and not human representation. And that's the kind of diversity I think of. I think of diversity of thought, idea, just showing humans, not, oh, well, we need a black character because if we don't, we're going to look racist. So it's been just a really weird week, and I'm not sure if this is going to be the new trend or if this was just an odd coincidence in a week and then it's just going to go back to normal. I'm honestly not sure what to think of it. It's just so bizarre. And this is one time when I'm asking, what do you think of this? Because I quite frankly don't know. Anyway, this has been Math Machine, just rounding out the odd, complete flip of a lot of people, including the media, on an issue that they've been relatively consistent about before this. Peace out.